Hey, everybody, welcome back to my freak show. I sincerely hope that the audio is much better this time. I do have to say, though, just in case the audio gets crappy again, like it did yesterday, um, I will end the live stream and I will just stream with my phone. I don't usually stream with my phone because the program that I use to stream through YouTube, it allows me to actually give you guys a time. And if I did it through my phone, it would have to be sporadic, instantaneous. So, yeah. Guys, I am so excited to have you here. And I have to say, after seeing last night's episode, okay, I'm a little hopeful, but I still feel a little used and abused, if that's the way to say it, regarding AHS this season. Hey, Adam, it is so great to have you. Thank you for being here. Jesse, darling, I did not see your theory. Did you send it to me personally? If you did, I haven't checked a lot of my personal stuff right now. So I do apologize if you sent it to me and I didn't see it, or if you posted it somewhere. Just let me know where you did, and I will absolutely check it out. Late Night Snacks, so great to have you. And guys, of course, there's a link to Late Night Snacks in the description. Please go check out their channel. They have a great AHS after show where they live stream a discussion about the show, and they will rip it apart just like I very much love to do. So definitely check them out. Again, there's a link to their channel in the description. Jeffrey says, I was literally just watching one of your old videos. Well, I'm so glad you stuck around, and I'm glad you hit the bell notification. Thank you, Jeffrey. What is up, my Raider Vader? That is my son in the comments, guys, in case you are all curious. BRT, it is so great to have you here as usual. Thank you so much for being here. Buffyville says, remember to keep your eyes open for Easter eggs for next season. Absolutely. Robbie says, alien babies all look like Evan. He. Thomas Perry, it is so great to have you here. Thank you so much for coming to the live stream. Jesse says I posted it on YouTube recently. Thanks. I have not checked my comments on YouTube recently, Jesse. So actually, I'm working on a new video. Well, I'm finishing up a video for best fan theories, and I just have like 27 of them out there. So I didn't realize when I was making the video that I had so many best fan theories. So I have to split it into two. And then I'm trying to finish my Halloween videos for October. So I will definitely go check it out. Thank you, Jesse. EJ, oh my gosh. I am starstruck. Oh my God, I am so starstruck. EJ Marino is in the comments, guys. Show EJ some love and absolutely go check out his channel. He has such great reviews for AHS as well. So please go check out AJ. I love him. He is my king, and I absolutely follow his channel. Thank you so much, EJ. I'm coming right back to your comment. Hey, Blaze, it is so great to have you. So let's talk real quickly about what EJ is saying. Did you know the Eisenhower thing really happened? He legit had to deal with it. Okay, so I was going to pull up some research in regards to this episode because I wanted to see if some of these things were real. So I maybe EJ, we could like collaborate on a video or something like that with this because I didn't know that actually really happened. I don't know if you were talking like that he had to deal with Roswell and things like that, but oh my gosh, that is so crazy. I enjoyed having the actor that played him. I don't remember his exact name right now. I do apologize, but he played Edie's husband on Desperate Housewives. And I know a lot of you out there love that show. And I was there every Sunday night to watch the brand new episode that would come out. And I loved it. This guy played Edie's husband. And it's Nicolette Sheridan. I love the show. And I was so great to see him in there. Zach, that guy, it is so great to have you. I'm glad that you made it to a live stream. Lauren Quill, thank you so much for your sweet words. I really do appreciate it. I know, my God, I'm just fangirling that EJ actually came to my channel to check out a live stream. Oh my gosh. Thank you again, my King EJ, for being here. I really appreciate it, guys. I'm just such a huge fan of EJ. So, yeah. Okay. David wants to know if I like the episode. And yeah, I did. I had to say though, I laughed my butt off when one of the bros went to the bathroom to go throw up, and afterwards he was rubbing his stomach. He was like, I just, I don't feel so good. And then I thought, what is he pregnant? Is he pregnant too? And I thought, no, absolutely not. Guys can't get pregnant. And then they do the pregnancy tests. So I should really say it really quickly too, guys. Do not watch this if you have not watched um, last night's episode of AHS Double Feature. We are in Death Valley right now. And yesterday I was totally complaining about AHS and not being very excited to see last night's episode, excuse me. And then my audio just went to crap. So I really apologize again about that. I have been working on um, getting a new laptop. However, my kids need a new clarinet, new shoes, and all this other stuff. So I will be getting a laptop one day. But Jessica says, hi, I'm struggling between my love for AHS and my fear of aliens. Don't know if I can watch the rest. Jessica brings up a really great point. Did anybody get triggered in this episode? I have never had an abduction experience. However, my best friend, my younger sister, Kimberly, before she passed away, long time before she passed away, she told me about an alien abduction. And actually, I was going to maybe make that into a story time video, but if you guys want the story time, I would certainly put it out there. So if you do, just say yes, story time in the comments. And that way I'll know that if you guys want me to actually make that video, I certainly will. But Kimberly was the most logical, rational, scientific person that I knew. She majored in chemistry and biology. Her goal was to be a doctor. And at the time of her passing, she had her pharmacology degree. So she was extremely advanced and ahead. So when she sat down and told me about a time where she truly felt that she was abducted, it scared the crap out of me, because if anybody was going to think that that would happen to him, you would think that, if somebody's trying to tell you a story, hey, I was abducted by an alien, you don't know them personally. So it's really difficult to take what they say to heart. However, I knew Kimberly. I knew her like the back of my hand. I knew her. She was my family, my best friend. I'd known her since, we were literally born. And for her, so logical and rational to sit down and confide in me that she had been abducted, it was so scary. I'm not going to lie. It was really scary. So I am curious if any of you guys out there are like Jessica, like you don't know if you can watch the rest because either, you do have a fear of aliens, or you've had a past experience. I mean, I've seen some weird stuff in the sky, not going to lie, especially going home late at night from Austin, back to Giddings where I used to live. And I would see the craziest things in the sky, especially traveling at such a high rate that I would know it was no plane, it was no jet, especially since it was so silent. But absolutely, I mean, I totally believe in the existence of other life forms besides of us living on other planets. I mean, it's like the famous quote says, the fact that we're alone in the universe is, is scary more than the fact that we are not alone. Or excuse me, both of them are equally as scary. The fact that we are alone and the fact that we are not alone. Both of them are equally as terrifying to think of. So I completely understand. When I get, when I truly get truly scared, it's existential stuff such as that, such as things that I can't control, like viruses, aliens, just things that naturally occur, tornadoes, hurricanes, that we can't stop, natural forces that we can't stop. That I have to say is like one of my absolute biggest fear. So I have to say very quickly that EJ, you are getting so much love in the comments. Thank you again so much for being here. We all love to have you here. Robbie is asking if I have any plans to review any Shudder movies for October. I haven't had the plan of it, but I don't have a Shudder account. However, I do have a butt ton of horror movies, and that's usually all I did growing up. I grew up in the country. A lot of people grew up getting drunk and doing stupid things, but I stayed up and watched horror movies. So I will definitely do some reviews for you guys for October. So thank you so much for asking, Robbie. Zach, that guy is saying Barney and Betty are real too. They're the first reported case of alien abduction. And Zach, that guy, isn't that like an asylum reference? Because wasn't Kit and Alma Walker based on Barney and Betty? I mean, I know they were also based on like the first interracial couple, but it was just, I totally got some asylum references. EJ says, "Yes, let's collab." He had left his golf to see a crash. It was cool. We must nerd out. Yes, we should. Okay, EJ, I will message you through YouTube because we have to do this. I think everybody would absolutely love that video. Blaze is like, "Oh my god, I love Desperate Housewives." I know, right? It's such a good show, especially Terry. I loved Terry in it so much. Mick Busey says, "Hi, my name is Busey or Busy. I'm sorry. When I see the busy like that, I always think Gary Busey for some reason. So I apologize if I said your name wrong, darling. It is so great to have you here." Um, Miracle says, "Yes, Edie's husband from Desperate Housewives." So you guys are so awesome. Jessica J says, "At this point, I'm taking it episode by episode. I did like the episode." Yes, and everybody is, EJ is in the house. Jessica J was like morning sickness. And the guys too, they all had morning sickness. Blaze is like, "How do you think it will be connected to Red Tide?" Um, the honestly, I thought about baby Eli. That's what my first thing is: alien abduction and pregnancy. What if Doris was abducted? And that's how Alma basically was created. Maybe it's insinuating that at one point Doris was abducted and maybe she came back pregnant. She didn't remember she was abducted, and then she, had Alma. So, I mean, I'm hoping that that is how they're going to connect Red Tide some way. I do want to think about it a little bit more, but I definitely think Alma is going to be the connection, obviously, and the chemist. So Alma and the chemist are definitely going to be the two ties with the pill, into Red Tide and Death Valley. White Bear Productions, thank you so much for being here, darling. I really appreciate you being here. They said I like the episode. The fact that two of these stories, the past and the present, reminds me of the story The Haunting of Hill House. Right? Oh my God, I know. Oh my God, that was such a good show. You're talking about the one on Netflix, the one about the girl who was haunted by the hanging woman. Oh, that gave me chills when that storyline came out. So I absolutely appreciate that you are comparing such a fantastic show to AHS. I do admit I enjoyed the episode too. I just don't want them to let me down again. I don't want them to let me down. Oh, my sweet, wonderful husband is in the comments. Thank you so much for being here, Blake. I really appreciate it. He took out my sweet daughter for dinner, and they are just hanging out doing dad and daughter stuff. So EJ says tentacles creep me out. So yay, a lot of that opening credits, right? And then what was up with all the tentacles, like getting everybody in the car when they had been stopped? So it was so weird. Ooh. Yeah, we definitely, I guess I should do another live stream once my review comes out so we can all kind of talk about these issues together, because I think they definitely did a great job once again of giving us all these little storylines to start following. But I just hope that they can keep focus on them, because like I said, last episode just gave me so much hatred towards the show that it was just crazy. Trey says, "Hey, Mary, just finished the episode. It was entertaining. Not sure what to think yet." I know, right? And I'm going to watch it again too while I'm doing my review, so that way I can kind of have like a better understanding of more things that happened and something that I could have missed. So I am still working on the review for you guys. Excuse me. Zach, that guy says, "I want to say I'm not a prude homosexual, but is it just me, or was this episode super vulgar? And OMG, I love that Amelia Earhart twist." Okay, let's talk about Amelia very quick. I mean, yeah, what is she doing in there? And she was pregnant too. I mean, it's like, what? I mean, okay, so obviously the aliens are doing a whole Johnny Appleseed right now, impregnating everybody because their race is obviously coming into extinction. And so they need to repopulate. And obviously, that's what I think that Eisenhower is basically Ike. Sorry, I should have called him Ike. But that's what I think Ike is going to basically do in order to make sure that he keeps America safe. Is that he gives them permission to abduct a certain amount of people, um, impregnate them, and that way their race can actually start flourishing again. So I actually believe that that is definitely going to happen. And of course, there was really I remember my husband told me a long time ago, and I really wished I would have listened a little bit more to him. And I should listen to him a little bit more tonight when I ask him. But he told me a long time ago that the United States government knew about the existence of extraterrestrials. And as a matter of fact, they made a pact about it a long time ago. And I know I mentioned this on another live stream or another theory video, but I thought it was quite interesting. And it seems very interesting to know that that seems to be where the show is going. That Eisenhower is going to give them permission to do this, to use humans to impregnate them so they can repopulate the race. So I want to know what you guys think about that. It is kind of reminding me so much of the Matrix, just repopulating the world with humans so they can be batteries for the machines. It's just, making them live in the Matrix. It's just so crazy. Shay, it is so great to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Max Data says, hey, just started watching your AHS videos and I love your thoughts. Thank you for sharing your analysis. You are welcome, Max. Thank you so much for being here. Blaze says, I want to be abducted by aliens. Dude, be careful. Saying that could actually happen. And besides, Blaze, you don't want to come back pregnant, especially if you're too young. I mean, what will people think? And then the baby comes out, and then let's say you're a teen. I mean, people are just, especially if you live in Texas, they're going to shame the shit out of you. So maybe you just want to wait on that. The Black Sheep Soaps, I'm so glad to have you here again, darling. Thank you for being here. They say, as someone who has a phobia of tentacles and octopuses, this is the first time AHS had me scared. I'm loving it. I know. I totally didn't understand what that was all about. Chloe, thank you so much, darling, for being here. I apologize for getting your name wrong, darling. They said, this felt like an episode of American Horror Stories. It did. It really certainly did. I was kind of, especially having Kaya Gerber in it. And to be honest with you guys, I didn't think she was bad. I mean, I didn't think she was the best, but I thought she did a pretty damn good job this episode. She was only in 2 episodes of AHS Stories, but I thought she did pretty good. And then in this episode, yeah, I think she did pretty great too. So I'm loving her as an actress. As a model, absolutely, she rocks it. But as an actress, I think she's definitely doing very well. She does better, in my opinion, than half of the other actors that they put on American Horror Stories. So I don't know. I think already highly of her, I guess, as it is, due to the fact that she's Cindy Crawford's daughter. So I don't know, maybe it's just my thing, but she can just probably do no wrong. Thank you so much, Anna, for being so sweet. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button if you are enjoying it, because YouTube is actually taking my channel a little bit seriously now, due to the likes that you guys give me. So thank you so much for all of that. And if you are able to hit that like button, I would greatly appreciate it. Blaze says, just imagine a pale person randomly comes into Death Valley, right? And just the whole thing about Death Valley, some of it did seem a little cheap. Like when they were doing the UFO, they were taking him apart, when they were cutting out, you could kind of see the cuts already made. And then there were like alien face huggers inside. It was so crazy. Like, what was that? I kind of thought it was a shell for the real alien on the inside. I was like, okay, we're gonna get some aliens, some real true aliens. And it's just, some guy, or sorry, some little face huggers. It was just so confusing. So I do hope that they get a little bit better with this with Death Valley. That would absolutely make me very happy. And if they actually ended Death Valley in a good way, that might make up for Red Tide. I don't know, though. I honestly just feel still so pissed off about what they did to Doris and that she didn't get any vengeance. I'm still very sore about it. Not gonna lie. Uniquely Me says, loved the episodes. I'm so glad, darling. Zach, that guy, says, I think a lot of us have been seeing something that's unexplainable. Mine was lights in Dayton, Tennessee, in the sky. But I think if we hadn't had those experiences, we wouldn't be obsessed with sci-fi stuff. Absolutely. Vicken, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you for your support. Big Red Tower says, I get comfort from the fact that we're not alone, but everything is too far away to come and kick the crap out of us, right? I do take comfort in that as well. Shay, thank you so much. Smash that like button, y'all. Vicken says, EJC, I'm not the only one getting starstruck. Okay, so there are definitely some new comments, and Mr. T says, maybe these episodes are screenplay. I'm just trying to find a connection to Red Tide. Heck, maybe they are. I did read a little bit of Harry's screenplay, and it really didn't make any sense. It was, I got more of like vast oceans and stuff like that from it. I think Gray Area did a breakdown of it. So if you check out Gray Area, maybe they know what was in that screenplay. But one YouTuber definitely broke it down and could not understand what the hell Harry was writing. It was literally like he was just typing blind on a keyboard. So yeah, I just joined. What has been discussed so far, says Peyton V. Well, Peyton, darling, tell us what you like about the episode in the comments. Did you enjoy the episode? And what do you think about it so far? So I guess let's just do a little brief synopsis before I get back to some of the comments, and let's just talk a little bit about the episode. Adam has a great point where he says Manny Cotto, the writer of the Red Tide finale, is co-writing all of Death Valley, so hopefully it ends well. Manny Cotto is not a bad writer. Him and Brad wrote basically Death Valley, and Brad wrote by himself a lot during Death Valley. So, I do understand sometimes that the writers are under the confines of what the network also gives them. So maybe they had a better thought to the ending of Red Tide, and they just couldn't execute it like the way they wanted to. Like a lot of you pointed out very smartly. Sadly, there was a whole bunch of COVID that had came back out again, a big massive outbreak whenever they were filming Death Valley, or Red Tide. So sadly, they had to stop production for a little bit. So I totally understand that there were outside forces and elements that stopped them from doing the things that we were hoping that they would do for Death Valley. It kind of seems to me that maybe because of COVID, and I will give them this, that because of COVID, they were pretty forced to wrap things up at the end of the season. And that would make sense. We're in the middle of an outbreak. They're 4 episodes into shooting. They have to film the final 2 episodes for Red Tide. We have another massive COVID outbreak. People are scared. They want to go back home. They have to be constantly tested and hate that. So they have to work with the confines of the pandemic. So I completely understand that. But that does not excuse Doris not getting justice and us not getting satisfied that Alma didn't get her due. That's it. That's all we wanted as fans, was for Doris to get justice. Justice for Doris. Hashtag it. She should have gotten it. And then for Alma to get some kind of sweet, sweet revenge. For me, it was that I loved Stephanie and J-Love's idea, their theory that Alma would have turned into a pail once she realized that she was mediocre compared to the guy that she was competing against for the first chair in the symphony. I can't believe that we didn't get that. And I still feel cheated. I mean, seriously, guys, I'm not going to lie. It's like my husband went out right now and just banged somebody else. That's how cheated I feel right now. And that's how angry I even feel too, that they did that. They did us that dirty in the finale of Red Tide. I mean, Ryan and Brad know us pretty well now. Okay, Cookie, hang on, baby. Cooksy wants to come in so badly and disrupt this live stream. I'm not going to give him a chance. So just, you might have to deal with that, his little barking just for a second. But yeah, I feel terrible because I don't even want to give him the chance now to make me fall in love with this season and then have him hurt me so desperately that Doris didn't get justice and Alba didn't get any. Nothing happened to her. So I know, Cookie. Blaze says, true, too short. And Zach, that guy, says, I feel like Travis Walton should be in half of this season. He was abducted and has a lot of proof of his abduction. Everyone should look up Travis Walton's abduction. It's hard to deny him. That is true, Zach. And I do remember when the movie came out, and I think it was like in 93. And of course, I was still I was like either a freshman in high school or in eighth grade or something like that. And I saw that movie by myself and I was so absolutely terrified. I am not going to lie. And then one time I saw a program on the Discovery Channel where they said that our polar axes are going to flip. And that means that our world will flip upside down. And so I was like, oh my God. And I didn't understand, what it was trying to just say that, our poles, our North and South Pole are going to constantly keep moving, blah, blah, blah. But I totally did not, Cookie, stop it. But I totally did not understand so young. I thought, oh my God, our world is going to flip over and we're going to fall like out of our houses. So I'm not going to lie, space stuff freaks me out because I just don't understand it. I don't know about it. So uh, I don't know. I'm definitely going to give Death Valley a good chance because I think it deserves it. Okay. That's all I have to bitch about right now. um, Two Fighted said, did you see Angelica Ross's character in the next episode? No, darling, I didn't see the previews actually. When I watched it last night, or this morning actually, I didn't see the previews. Hulu, when you go to watch them on the DVR, they don't show them. So I went to go watch it on YouTube, and I don't remember why I didn't. I think I was just too busy doing my reviews. So, and I totally agree, Heather Kavanaugh. I want to see Karen's painting. I mean, what did she paint? It was her masterpiece. Why didn't they show us? I mean, I don't know. Maybe we'll see it in, the finale or something like that. So, okay. So I apologize. I was going to talk about the actual episode really quickly, give a little brief synopsis. We can chit chat real quickly and then we'll go on ahead and end the live stream. But I do appreciate everybody that is here. And if you are enjoying the live stream, don't forget to thumb it up. I'd be very grateful. Okay, so we opened obviously with kind of like a Kit and Alma situation. The wife is at home doing her beautiful Holly Happy Homemaker thing, making dinner and listening to music. And then all of a sudden, her son is abducted by aliens. And then she is abducted too. Like her body sticks to the ceiling like it did for Alma. And that's when I guess the alien just takes her over. Her husband comes home and like sees her doing some Chris Angel shit, like in the living room. She's just floating there and her eyes are white. And she just boom makes his head explode. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, but I think a lot of us would absolutely love to have that talent. If we could just like move up our hand and then the person in front of us, their head just explodes like a watermelon under Gallagher's, smashing this. So I mean, absolutely, that was incredible. And I loved to see that coming back later. If I ever was to be given a superpower, I would have chosen flying, but I'm going to choose head explosions now. What would be your superpower? Let me know in the comments. Okay. So then, yeah, we come back to Ike Eisenhower. He's trying to golf. He's trying to relax, but things is just not going his way when his people from the government come towards him and we're like, look, we got a situation. We need you to come off the golf course. Sorry to interrupt your time, big guy. He goes and he checks out the Roswell, New Mexico crash. And that is where they find an alien. And then they find Lily Rabb, who is Amelia Earhart. So he questions her in a little private little medical facility ran by the government. And she's just saying that her and Fred, they were just flying. And then all of a sudden, just everything went bright. It was so bright. It was like she literally flew into the sun. She wanted to know where Fred was, what was going on. And then it was revealed after Ike left the room that she's pregnant. She's 2 months pregnant and she's been missing for over 20 years. So it's like 23, I guess, at this point. So it's weird how she can be pregnant. Hold on, I'm going to leave this up real quick. So guys, Late Night Snacks is live streaming tonight. Their link to their channel is in the description. And if you want to be talking more about AHS episode 7, if you want to just hang out amongst friends, please go check out Late Night Snacks. So after he talks to her, finds out she's pregnant, he goes to look at the scientists who are opening up the alien. And again, that's kind of where you can see it looks a little cheap and, I'll give it to them because of COVID. But they open up the alien. And like I said, it's like a capsule. It's like the alien body is just a shell and the real alien was inside, which is so weird. Like I said, it's just slime. It's like ectoplasm slime that hugged their face. And they Whenever they tried to take it off, it would like take off their skin. So anyway, it was just, it wasn't an alien. It was just like a slime eating thing. So that wasn't an alien, but that's okay. I'll take it. So Ike and his people were taking him away. They were rushing him. And that's whenever the mother that was possessed from the beginning of the episode, they had pulled an Alma on her, stuck her to the ceiling, and possessed her, did that Chris Angel shit. She starts coming through the facility, of course, doing her same Chris Angel stuff. And she starts exploding the heads of all the government people around her, which I know a lot of us were probably like, yeah, at that moment, like, get her, kill them all, kill those government assholes. But when she gets to Ike, he's like, look, we can work this out. We can coexist. Just talk to me, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, nope, it is, you're the one who's going to listen to us. So that's where it leaves it with Ike. Now we get a story in between all of that with 4 college friends who have come back together after a certain amount of time. One of them is the blonde guy from the Pretentious Bro episode from American Horror Stories. He was the one who actually ran the channel, and that the police officer called to be like, hey, look, that Santa Claus, we need that footage of him, bring it tomorrow morning because it's urgent. So we're going to wait maybe 12 hours to get that footage from you. Yeah, that guy. Okay, so he was like the main friend, very pretentious, very egotistical, played basically the same type of character that he did in AH Stories. His best friend, guy friend, is now his boyfriend, and his 2 girlfriends, Kaya Gerber and their other friend, Jamie, they all 4 are sitting down and they decide that, look, maybe we should just put all our electronics away and go on an old-fashioned camping trip without any kind of technological devices. I'm sorry, Cookie is barking, and it is literally without any technology, without any devices. I'm sorry. So Kaya goes on to keep saying about how she's dating this dude, this guru, who doesn't have any technology. He doesn't believe in any sort of technology, no internet, computers, any of that stuff. He's all old school, no phone, no cell phones, all that stuff. So she obviously is very smitten with them. So she's following the same kind of diet that he has. So she tells her best friends, hey guys, I bet we would get right back together as friends. I bet we would really bond again if we went away on a sort of like a glamping vacation without our cell phones. And so reluctantly, they're all like, okay, well, let's go do that. And sure enough, there's this beautiful, huge tent in the middle of the desert and, a beautiful lounging area outside, a place for them to eat. And it all looks very nice, though it didn't have an air conditioner. So if it doesn't have an air conditioner and a private bathroom and bedroom, I ain't interested. So I know you guys know me. I'm bougie when it comes to camping, and I can't Phyllis Neffler style completely. So that night that they're there, darn it. Yeah, so when they get there, I'm sorry, I'm going off memory real quick. They catch a smell and they discovered that the livestock that's not very far away has been cut into half. There's no blood, there's no cut marks, there's no serration, there's no burn for cauterization. It's like they were just split in half and like left there to flip over. And it did not look good at all. It looked actually very scary. So it scared them enough. And they all decided that, it's time. They're going to absolutely leave. I'm sorry, though. Wait, that's not what makes them leave. I totally forgot what makes them leave. I'm so sorry. But at one point, something does happen. And they're like, let's get the hell out of here. And so they're like, okay, we're leaving. They all get into the car and they're all like, let's, we got to call someone. Where are we? Like, we don't have our phones. And number one, guys, I love you all and I love me, but never truly go camping like that. If you want to go no technology, seriously, don't bring nothing for an emergency. I mean, what were they going to do if like something truly bad happened? Because as you guys know, and as I know, those of us who have seen a lot of true crime stuff, anything bad can happen, especially when you're alone. I understand the concept, but they could have just had a phone for an emergency purpose and just kept it turned off and like stuffed in a bag. So that way, nobody would have messed with it. But instead they decide to be like, meh, we're going to go camping without a cell phone or any kind of way to get help whatsoever. Sounds great. No, does not sound great. Okay, I'm sorry. My hair's getting a little out of control. So they finally get into the car. They're leaving. That's whenever they are stopped. And that's because the light is shining down on them. The car basically stops working, so they can't go anywhere. All of a sudden, Jamie is gone. And it's just the tentacles are kind of reaching around, grabbing everybody that's in the car. And then all of a sudden, it goes dark. And then everybody's back in the car. But they're all positioned in the wrong seat that they were in before all that light and stuff happened. So they're like, where's Jamie? She wasn't in the car. And then all of a sudden, she's out in front of the car in the middle of the road. They don't ever remember her leaving. They don't know how long they've been there, but they just get Jamie into the car and they just take the frick off. They go home. Next day, the girls aren't feeling so well. And that's when Jamie says, look, I've only felt this way one time. And that's when I was 19 and I was pregnant. So they were like, but obviously we're not pregnant because Kaya Gerber was using birth control and Jamie was not having sex with anybody. So they take pregnancy tests just in case, and they both come out positive. And that's whenever the two boys that were with them that night come over and they tell them, look, we're feeling terrible. We're craving like yogurt and barbecue chips, but we throw it up and it feels like we got punched in the boob. And that's when Kaya Gerber's like, what? Oh my God. And so she gives them a pregnancy test and they are all pregnant. I'm sorry, I went outside today. The season is definitely changing in Austin, so my allergies. It's not COVID. I've been tested recently, so yeah, I didn't think that the guys would be pregnant. I mean, how the hell are they going to give birth? And plus, they don't have a uterus. Men don't have a uterus. That's why they can't have children. I mean, sure, yeah, they don't have a woman's reproductive, but science and technology has obviously wanted to put a baby into a man before. And sadly, scientifically, there just is no way due to the fact that a male doesn't have a uterus, especially a birth canal. I mean, I'm sure they can give him a C-section, but without any kind of a uterus or any kind of those hormones that when you get when women are pregnant to like develop the placenta, the umbilical cord, all that stuff, men wouldn't have. I mean, I see right here, Ashley is like, maybe they gave him a uterus. I wouldn't honestly put it past them to actually try one day as scientists to put a uterus in a man. However, to actually have a uterus function, you need plenty of estrogen and not testosterone. So a man sadly would lose his ability to be a man if he did start doing that. So Simon says, overall, I'm intrigued. I'm enjoying it so far, but I hope they don't mess up the storylines. I totally get that. M says, don't take your cell phone camping if you want to get pregnant. That is so sad. I bet there's so many women out there too who are trying to get pregnant. They will see this and they'll be like, if we just go camping, I'll get abducted and maybe then I'll have a baby. But still, I wonder what those babies will actually turn into once they actually do have them. Adam says, those canals will get ya. Mrs. T says, why is Jamie not in the car? And I wonder the same thing. What made her so special that she was pulled out of the car and not put back in whenever they abducted them? So that's so weird. Men pregnant moment at the end. I know, right? And the fact that all of them are pregnant, it's crazy. EJ says, ooh, good point. Dudes with a uterus, aka deuterus. I love that. So yeah, last night was absolutely trippy. I do agree with you, Arnie. So guys, yeah, absolutely. I definitely rate this episode maybe like a 7, maybe an 8. Like I said, I definitely want to rewatch it again. I'm going to be working on theory videos and I'm going to hunt down AJ in a costume to see if he would want to do a collab since he already said yes. Miss Brown, it is so great to have you. Thank you so much. Ms. Brown said Kendall, that was her name, Kendall. Thank you, Ms. Brown. Thank you. The cow that Kendall touched was still alive and it mooed. Okay, so thank you guys for telling me what actually made them leave because I'm so glad that it wasn't like something like that. And then they're like, meh, it's okay. Let's go back and let's stay the night. It was something they were like, oh my God, let's leave now. So I'm really looking forward to finding out what's going to happen in the next episode and, to find out where they're going to take the story. But I am not going to lie when I say that I'm not going to invest myself in the characters as much as I did in Red Tide because I'm still upset about Karen and Mickey. They should have been together, in my opinion. And I'm still really upset about Doris and Alma. Not that Alma lived. I just wanted her to get some kind of justice. That's all. Some kind of justice handed to her on a silver platter and smashed in her face. That's all I wanted. Why couldn't I get that American Horror Story? Why not? And I wanted Doris to get revenge. That's all. That's it. Well, thank you guys all so much for being here. Cocoa Puff says, what was the point of having no technology but coming in a car with technology with lights and stuff? Guys, I love you all so much. Thank you all very much for being here. Again, I apologize for the audio yesterday, and I'm really appreciative that you guys came back to talk with me again today. So thank you all very much. My review will be out tomorrow, and I cannot wait to start working on more theories and to also put out your theory videos as well. Thank you guys again for being here. Hashtag justice for Doris. Thank you. I'm still so upset about that. I still feel like she's haunting me. Bye, guys.